welcome to BFS Wargaming. I'm Alex and I'm here with Andrew today.
Hello.
We're doing a 2,000 point Maelstrom of War game from the Chapter Approved 2018 book. It's going to be the Thousand Sons, as you can see here, up against my Genestealer Cult. Second time with the Genestealer Cult, so hopefully we'll get something good out of them. But what we'll do anyways, we'll run through the armies first so you know what we're playing with, and then we'll go through the mission and we'll show you the table and all that. So we'll come back to you with the Thousand Sons.
Okay, so this is my 2,000 points of Thousand Sons. I've got a battalion and a spearhead detachment. For the battalion, I've got a 20-man squad of Zangors with Zangor blades, with an Icon of Flame and a Brayhorn. I've got a 10-man squad of Rubric Marines, one with a Soul Reaper cannon. They also have an Icon of Flame. I've got a 7-man Rubric squad with an Icon of Flame and no Soul Reaper cannon because I need 10 guys for that in this one. I've got a Exalted Sorcerer on Disc of Zeech. He has 2 power swords, so ignore what he's holding there. 2 power swords and a little hand flamer. And he's carrying the Seer's Bane relic.
He's still got 3 arms, has he?
Well, technically he's got 5 arms. He's got... then I've got my Demon Prince, who's the Warlord. He has an axe. He has the relic, the Helm of the Third Eye, which is the one that gets you command points back when someone else uses them. He's got the Warlord trait Otherworldly Prescience, which gives him +1 to his invulnerable save, which puts him from his 4+ Demon Zinch save to a 3+ invulnerable save. His powers are Smite, Gaze of Fate, and Treason of Zinch. The powers of the guy on the disc, which I forgot to mention, are Warp Time and Prescience. Over here, I've got my Zangor Shaman. He's got Smite and Zinch's Firestorm. He's got 3 of these Zangor Enlightened with spears, which I haven't used in a while, that's why I nearly forgot their name. 5 Terminators, 1 with a Hellfire Missile Rack, 1 with a Soul Reaper Cannon. I've got my Hellbrute with 2 Hellbrute Fists with a Heavy Flame on each of his fists.
Okay.
I've got my Mutilate the Vortex Beast. Not really much more to say about that.
So they just have like a basic loadout?
Yeah, basic loadout. Yeah, there's no options for them.
Okay.
Just big claws, tongues.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah, big fiery thing. Then I've got my Spearhead detachment, which are 3 Predators and a Sorcerer. The Sorcerer's got Temporal Manipulation and Prescience. The Predator at the front here has a Twin Las Cannon, a Combi Bolter, and 2 Heavy Bolters. The one behind it has a Predator Auto Cannon, a Combi Bolter, and 2 Heavy Bolters. And the one at the back here has a Twin Las Cannon and 2 Las Cannons.
Lots of las cannons.
Yeah, not enough las cannons. I would have put las cannons the other ones, but I don't have that many las cannons.
I think you've got enough there.
Yeah, I could do with more. Oh yeah, psychic powers for my Rubric Marine squads and the Terminators are, I've got Glamour of Zinch on these 2 squads, and I've got Zinch's Firestorm on the Terminator squad.
Okay. And do you see what the Warlord trait was? It the relic that's the command point?
The relic. His command point hat, what I normally call it, the Helm of the Third Eye. Yeah, that's the relic he's got. His Warlord trait is the +1 to invulnerable save.
Right, okay, then.
The second relic is the Seer's Bane on him, which is just a slightly more powerful power sword.
Okay. Oh, and to add to this, we are going to run the beta rule. So the bolters are, whatever the bolter beta rule is.
Yeah, it's if you don't move, you get to rapid fire at full
Yeah.
range, or vehicles always get to rapid fire.
Yeah. So is that affecting your heavy bolters? It's any bolter weapon, isn't it?
We don't have rapid fire on heavy bolters, they're heavy though, so don't worry about
that's
it.
true. Yeah.
Combi bolters.
Combi bolters.
Effect though, yeah.
Are they rapid fire combi bolters?
Yeah, the rapid fire 2, I believe.
I always forget the difference with the Chaos ones and the Space Marines ones because aren't they? I think
they changed it, so some things are different. I think one was assault and one was rapid, but now they've, I don't know.
No.
Given up.
Anyway, if it doesn't affect it, that's fine. That's less things for me to worry about. But it's all these big squads of blokes with bolters that are going to be
good bolters, -2 AP bolters.
Yeah, -2 AP bolters get to rapid fire if they don't move.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So that's the Thousand Sons. Command point wise, you say you've got a battalion.
Yep. Battalion for 5 points, Battle Forge for 3 points, Spearhead for 1 point. So that's 9 points -1 point for the Seer's Bane relic.
Okay, so you've got 8 relics, 8 command points left.
Yep.
Right. Let's have a look at the Genestealer Cult then. Right, so here we are with the Genestealer Cult. Bit of a different list to the previous one I've run with them. Hopefully I can do a bit more work with these guys. So it's 2 battalions and a vanguard. So to start off with one of the battalions, we've got a Magus, and she knows Mental Onslaught and Might from Beyond. We've got a Acolyte Icon Ward, which I've actually given a relic Icon of Cult Ascendant, which gives anything within 6 inches of him +1 strength. And then for the troops choice, I've got an Acolyte squad of 13 in total, 2 drills, 2 saws, everyone else with auto pistols. And then I've got another squad of Acolytes, which is 9 hand flamers, 2 saws, 1 cutter. These guys have hand flamers as well on them. And a squad of, I think in this detachment I put a squad of the Brood Brothers, and that's a squad all basic las guns with a mortar team, and they're in one of the Chimeras. The 2nd battalion is then my Primus. He has another relic on him, so he's got the Amulet of the Voidworm, which means he can add 1 to his saving throws against ranged weapons, and he cannot be overwatched when he's charging in. And the 2nd character in that battalion is the other Magus. He has mind control and might from beyond as well. And then for that battalion's troops, we've got 2 squads of neophytes that are the same. So this 10-man squad here and a 10-man squad here, running 2 mining lasers, 2 grenade launchers, and the rest auto guns. Same again. Another Brood Brothers Brood Brothers infantry squad, which is again mortar team, another 8 men with auto guns and another Chimera. Then we've got the Vanguard detachment, which is the Abominant, who is going to be acting as my Warlord. And then we've got him with a Warlord trait, which is the Inscrutable Cunning. That is the one where I get to roll a d3 and I get that many command points for free, essentially. He can also make a...
no, one per game?
That's at the start of the game you do
no,
it.
Not
every turn. That would be brilliant, but no. He also has the ability to, I think it's what you can re-roll 1, I think it's 1 hit, wound or saving throw, which is, I think most armies have a basic one like that. He's then got a squad of Aberrants with him. I've got 3 hammers, 2 picks and a hypermorph with the improvised weapon. To finish off the Vanguard detachment, we've then got the Sanctus with a sniper rifle.
Cheeky bastard.
Yeah, I've actually given him a relic as well. Yeah. So I've got 3 relics. I'm taking -3 command points, which hopefully the Warlord will give me back. His relic is the Gift from Beyond. So this can only be applied to him or the Alphas Jackal, and it's their sniper rifle. You add 2 to the wound rolls.
Is that the sniper rifle that's got a horrible anti-psyker thing?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the one I think all I have to do is wound a psyker for it to go off. It's not even a 6.
So you probably wound me on 2s then?
So he will hit on 2s and probably wound on 2s because it's a strength 4 weapon.
Great. And he can shoot characters, can he?
He can shoot characters because he's a sniper. If they're a psyker, it triggers more. What's also he's also got a ability called there's a stratagem called Perfect Ambush, which is 3 command points, which lets you either roll d6 and you can move that many inches once he's dropped in, so you can deep strike him and then move him.
Yeah.
Or he can shoot just straight away, which also means he can shoot in the following phase.
Right.
So you could pop him, shoot him, then shoot him again. That, though, with the Sanctus, is 0 command points if he does it.
So that's cheating again.
So he has that built-in stratagem for 0 command points that you can use, so when he pops up he can shoot something, which is nice. So to finish off that Vanguard detachment, I've then gone with the Clamavus. He does... he can do some anti-deep striking stuff. He can also boost the leadership for you guys within 6 inches, and I think he also adds 1 to the advance and charge rolls, or it's 1 to the advance or 1 to the charge. I can't remember exactly, but I'll try to cover that in a second. And then we've got the Nexus, which is this chap here. He's the guy who lets me generate command points on, if I spend them, I get to roll, get command point back on the 6 up.
Right.
But the funny thing with him as well, he's got a bit of synergy with other characters, so if I spend a command point, he's on the table, but almost my Primus is on the table, I can then get a command point back on a 5 up. If you then spend a command point, and I have a Clamavus on the table, I can get a 5 up.
Right.
Which is a bit of a weird one.
So you can get it if you spend them more price, or you...
So the basic thing, what he does on his own is... Yeah. Anyone who spends a command point, I can roll off to try and get 1 back.
Right.
So if you spend not a command point, I think it's a stratagem. So if you use a stratagem, I can roll off to try and get 1. If I use a stratagem, I can roll off to try to get it. If I have a Primus on the table, anytime I use a stratagem, it's a 5 up. If I have a Clamavus on the table, anytime you use a stratagem, it's a 5 up.
So if I've got both of them on the table, it'll be a 5-up, no matter what's spent. Nice and confusing, isn't it?
Yeah, so how does it work with the new rules? It's only once per turn. Is that
once per battle round? So it means it improves my ability to get one back a bit. But if I get one,
you get one for yours, then
I can't get one for yours.
Yeah.
It's just a way of boosting him, so I know I'm going to get something back. That's the Vanguard. So yeah, I'm just going to cover these guys. So the 2 Neophyte squads, I should send a battalion. They've got a Goliath truck each to go in, and I've got the Atalan Jackals with a Wolf Quad. I've kitted them all out with demolition charges. The Wolf Quad can't take it, so I've got 4 demolition charges in that squad. Power axe on the leader here. The Wolf Quad has the incinerator, and I've put shotguns on the other guys. They have been modelled with also pistols.
Is that a flame or a melter?
That is a flamer. The Atalan incinerator is a flamer. And then, yeah, so demolition charges, shotguns, power axe, yeah, lots of little things. Hopefully they can just run around and maybe be a bit of a nuisance. So that is all the Genestealers. Did I not mention the Russes?
I don't think you mentioned it, you might have. But...
They are there, and you can probably see them quite clearly. I do have 2 Lehman Russes. They've got heavy bolters on the sponsons, as well as the I can't remember what that position's called, the main gun there. And obviously they're running with the battle cannons. So that is my whole army now. Chimeras, again, they're just basic, so they're the multi-laser and the las gun array and a heavy bolter. So what we'll do is we'll go to the table and we'll talk a bit more about the mission, how that works.
Okay, so you've just seen the armies. One thing I did fail to mention was the command points, like getting that army. So for having 2 battalions and the Vanguard and being battle forged takes me to 14 command points. That's -3 because of the 3 relics that I've given to the army. So I'm on 11 command points, but then hopefully my Warlock will get me a few more command points on the table because it's D3, so I should hopefully have quite a lot to play with. So mission, we're doing Scars of Battle from Chapter Approved 2018. It's essentially a tactical objective based game, 6 tactical objectives on the table, points on the table you need to potentially take. Draw 3 tactical objectives and always draw up to 3 at the start of every player's turn. But the one thing it has in it is that you have to roll a d6 before the battle begins, and on a 1 you cannot generate tactical objectives numbered 11 to 16. On a 2 you cannot generate tactical objectives 21 to 26 and so on. So we have to roll off and find out 2. Okay, so 21 to 26 neither of us can play, so we'll go through our decks, we'll take those out. It does also have, I think in here, refined strategy. Yes it does. So once we've taken those cards out because we can't use them anymore, we then remove up to 6 of ones that we don't want to have.
There's all the secure cards, by the way.
Okay. So we can't secure anything.
We will have to defend them though.
Oh, that's not good for me, but that's all right. We'll go through the decks. Do it off camera. We'll come back to you when we get to the board.
So here we are at the board. Bit of a Mars map, lots of ruins, bits of terrain. Hopefully enough line of sight blocking that we can have some fun, and hopefully not everything gets shot off the table straight away. So objectives. We've got objective 3 in my deployment zone here, and you can see there's some blip markers already down for the Genestealers. They've set their deployment up there. Objective 2 down this end. In the centre we've got the big what's this, the Administratum building that's been bombed out with objective 5. And then we're going to the deployment zone for the Thousand Sons. So on objective 1 we've got some of the Rubric Marines. It's the big squad with the Soul Reaper cannon there. Demon Prince with the Hellbrute, and is that one of your exalted sorcerers?
The sorcerers one is flying machine.
Hiding because they know there's some snipers in the Genestealers. We've got the 3 Predators at the back with another Sorcerer, and then the Mutalith Vortex Beast. More Rubric Marines, lots of Zangors, and the Zangors on disc with, is it Shaman there as well?
Yeah.
And then they're sat on top of objective 4. So, obviously there's nothing you can see for Genestealer Cult yet. It's my turn, I think, so I'm able to go first because you chose the deployment zone. I deployed there first, so Andrew's going to try and seize initiative.
Yeah, I got the huge advantage of seeing where your deployment was.
Yeah,
so
good old counter-deploying.
That went well.
Oh, and he seized initiative. Yeah, seized initiative. That's what I should be saying. So there we go. Andrew's going to be going first then. Okay, so we're on Thousand Sons turn 1. These are the cards that Andrew drew. So he needs to get tactical objective 5, as he rolled a 5 on his d6. He has Wrath of Magnus, which is release an enemy unit that was destroyed. You get d3.
For only one. Phase.
In the psychic phase, which is doable when you've got how many psychers?
Well, not on the first turn, probably not. So.
No, but that's one you can definitely achieve with that list you got. And score a victory point if you have at least one unit completely within the enemy deployment zone at the end of your turn, which is going to be a bit difficult this time. Unless you've got your Terminators, you can deep strike. So, we'll just talk about the big FAQ as well. So that gives you, there's a stratagem they've put into the big FAQ, and it's prepared position. So for 2 command points, I can make my army get the benefit of cover, even if they're not on cover. To be honest, I don't think I'm actually going to bother, because hopefully with Genestealer Cults I can move things around a little bit to prevent that from happening. So the only other thing I need to do is, because of my Warlord trait for the 4-armed Emperor, I need to roll d3 to see how many extra command points I'll get. 3. There we go, I'm back up to 14.
So, Zangors, they advanced over there. They're a 9-inch movement using it with their Brayhorn. Sorcerer, which for some reason I put over there, the guy with warp time, is moved over here because his entire thing was warp time and these guys can get up the field.
Yep.
They go for objective 5 because it's one of my.
Which is the one right in the middle of the table here, just there.
Yep. So during the psychic phase, I hopefully get warp time and they'll get a bit closer. Rimries stays still. These guys have all just stayed still. Predators here, they've sort of moved up. Try to keep within 6 inches because obviously got that chaos stratagem which lets them have +1 to wound or.
Same with the Space Marines, isn't it? If you get 3 Predators.
No Predator stratagem.
Yeah.
And they moved up with their Sorcerer. Demon Prince has moved from over here to over here just to stay on a point because I don't like leaving points empty just in case Alex pulls something like that. Hope we'll just move over there because I was at the time trying to block Deep Strike and then I've just sort of left big areas open. But
then I think you've probably got about 9 inches between enough that you can block quite a lot coming in that backfield.
Probably.
Still.
You did say you had some cheaty stratagems or something to do 3 inches. But...
Yeah, Jesus has got to have the ability to have Deep Strike in 3.
Vortex Beast move there just so I don't want to leave my Zangors all by themselves. And that's pretty much it for the movement phase.
Really stay where they were on that objective.
Stay where they are.
There we go. So the way this works is obviously I haven't actually got anything in my deployment zone and it's now the end of Andrew's movement. I now have to reveal all of my stuff that's in these blips here. So I'll show you what's in those blips, where they're coming in. I'm going to probably do a bit of shenanigans because I can move stuff around. See if I can counter some of what Andrew's doing here. Okay, so what I've done at the moment, just so you've got an idea of what I'm doing, I've spent a command point for the Meticulous Uprising, which gives me the ability to move 3 markers. So there was one here by the objective that I've pulled back over to this end. I've moved a marker that was there and put it up here, and I've just shuffled a marker to the right a bit there. Yeah, we'll see what we can do there. I've then revealed the Nexus. He then let me move another marker. So I'm now actually going to deploy something. Right, so I've just done the deployment for the Genestealer Cult. So we've got a Chimera and a Goliath truck on the left-hand side here. We've got so I pointed out the Nexus a second ago. We've got another Goliath truck with the Sanctus up here, who I will be doing perfect ambush on in a second. We've got one of the Rusters at the back, one to the side, and then down here we've got another Chimera with the 5-man bike squad. There we are. So we do perfect ambush with the Sanctus because he can do it for free. It's normally 3 command points to play it, but it's 0 command points as his special ability. I'm going to get him to shoot, and he will be shooting down the field at one of those sorcerers there. As I can just see his head, that one right there next to the Predator, from the Sanctus here. So I can get a particularly good shot of that. He's down there. You can see that blue bit. There he is. Right, so we just resolved the shot against the Sorcerer here. He was hitting on 2s and wounding on 2s because of the relic he's got with the sniper rifle, the gift from beyond. Only managed to do a damage roll of 1 once it got through, and then he's forced to perils because of the weapon that the Sanctus has, which did an extra 2 damage, so he's now down to 1 wound. We'll go into Andrew's shooting phase. Turn 1000 Sons psychic phase just finished. So, Andrew, if you want to run through it.
Yep, so my Demon Crest Cascades of Fate, which has gone through, so I've got a free reroll this turn, which I haven't used yet. He cast Warp Time on the Zangors, so they moved their movement up there again, so they should be within 3 inches of that objective 5 now.
Looks like it, we can double check it, but it looks like 3.
Yep, that's it for the Psychic phase, so moving on to the shooting phase now.
Thousand Sons, the shooting phase, turn 1. So the Mutilate Vortex Beast cast, what's it called?
Ephemeral Touch, I think it's called.
Yeah, on the
Ephemeral
Zangors.
Touch,
Rolling a 5, giving you a -1 AP, was it?
-1, yep.
Yep. They're within the 3 inches of the objective 5. We just double check that, which means Andrew's achieved his
objective, which is 1 British point if you control the corresponding objective marker.
Okay. Nothing else is actually able to shoot because I've been able to move some of my tanks and stuff to hide behind walls. These predators.
Cheat by moving your stuff around.
Yeah. Cheat, of course. Yeah. So yeah, that's shooting phase all done. You're not going to be able to charge anything this turn. So happy to say it's the end of the turn, so we'll move into the Genestealer Cult, turn 1.
Very short turn.
Right, so just drawing the cards before I do my movement phase. I've taken no prisoners, so I need to destroy an enemy unit. Defend objective 1, which is actually an Andrew's deployment zone, which may be a difficult one for me. And mission critical objective. Managed to roll a 2 on that, and that's where one of my chimeras are currently sitting on, so I should be able to achieve that. My Genestealer's turn 1 movement phase done. So I've ended up dropping the infantry squad out of the Chimera here and moved the Chimera up with its guns. Hopefully they can shoot a few things, they can defend a point, and hopefully use that mortar. The Lehman Russ is sort of shuffled to the side a bit so you can get a view on the Mutilate Vortex Beast down there. The Goliath moved up with the Neophyte still in it there. The Nexus and the Sanctus have stayed where they are. The Chimera here has disembarked its guys here because I need to take objective 2. Again, I can use the mortar there and put the Chimera up and hopefully use some of its shots to clear some of this stuff that's getting into the middle. Goliath truck moved across from this corner over to here. Lehman Russ here, shuffled from the right to the left, and then from there should be able to see one of those predators and hopefully get a shot down the field that way. And the quad and the jackals have moved up here, so he's got an incinerator which is 12 inches, and there's some Zangors in there that need dealing with. So that's the movement phase. Can't deep strike anything yet because of the rule now that it's only in turn 2. So we'll see if these guys can do some damage and clear some space for the second turn. Turn 1 shooting for the Genestealer Cult all done. So after all of that, the sniper took a shot at that Psyker again. Managed to kill him off, but because all the damage was resolved before the Perils goes off, he wasn't able to Perils because he had 1 wound left. It would have been nice to see him Peril and take all of that stuff with him, but that's not going to happen. So essentially everything else, so the mortars, the trucks, the Chimera, the truck there with the squad inside, the infantry there, the bikes, and the other Chimera took a lot of shots into the Zangors. How many did we kill in the end there?
10.
So managed to kill 10, so there's quite a few 5-up saves made there. And then we had some of the auto cannons from the trucks and the Lehman Russ battle cannons into the Predator down here, which is now on 5 wounds. You can see that. So didn't really kill a huge amount. Managed to kill at least 1 unit, which means I've achieved no prisoners, and I've held objective 2 this turn with this squad here. So that's another objective achieved. Right, no charges. I'm not going to charge in my bikes. So that's the end of Genestealer Cult turn 1. One thing I forgot to mention is this squad of Rupert Marines, I used a stratagem 2 command points to detonate hidden explosives. Managed to do 2 mortal wounds on them. I did roll a 6 with the fact they're a squad of 10. That meant I could do D6 in the end, but I only managed to roll a 2, killing 2 of them off, which is a bit of a shame. And then Andrew has done the morale for the Zangors here, paying the 2 command points to auto pass. There's everything that we need to know about that. So we're going to go into Thousand Sons turn 2. Andrew's just drawn his cards, and he's got himself a big game hunter. So kill any model with 10 or more wounds. He's got plenty of vehicles to have a go at, so I'm sure that's what he's going to concentrate on. And he's still got behind enemy lines and a Wrath of Magnus.
Right, Thousand Sons movement phase, turn 2. So over here the Zangor Enlightened have moved up, just to give a really light barrier to these 3 sorcerers moved up. I need to kill a unit from in the psychic phase, so it's going to be these guys here. I've got 3 sorcerers to try and deal with that, but
I'm sure they will. Come on.
I honestly don't think it'll happen, to be honest, because the way I roll. But let's see what happens there. Zangor have moved up because if they don't die in the psychic phase, I might as well charge them anyway, just for the fun of it. Even if that unit does have a flamer. Vortex Beast has just moved up there just to try and get himself out of the way of the Predators. Predator moved into a little block over there because I want to use a ration for within 6 inches. He's moved over there so you can see the Lehman Russ through the buildings there in the distance. These two are going to be firing back at the Lehman Russ that shot that poor Predator with only 5 wounds there. That one Predator who's wounded has stayed still, so he won't get any penalty for his moving.
He's degraded now, isn't he?
He's degraded, yeah, but he won't get any penalty for the moving. This Hellbreaker just moved slightly to the left, so he's staying there. Alex has still got all his stuff to deep strike, all his aberrants or whatever they're called.
Aberrants, Acolytes, Primus, Magus, all the good stuff.
So they'll be just hanging back for now to see what happens.
To add the Terminator's deep strike in the backfield here, just behind all the tanks and the infantry squad there.
So moving to my psychic phase now. Right, Thousand Sons turn to psychic phase. So first of all, the Demon Prince used Gaze of Fate. He then used Smite on the bite squad there. Did some amount of damage.
Some of them.
I might as well round it all up because there's 3 guys who did all of it.
2 damage, killed 1 biker.
Yep, the Shaman then used Smite against them. Did
allocated another wound.
Some amount of damage. Then he used, the Sorcerer at the back used Smite on them.
Which finally killed off the other one.
Yeah, he rolled a 3 and a 1, so I used my Gaze of Fate to reroll the 1, which then went off and just did another D3 wounds.
And then did another wound to the bike.
Yep. He then cast Prescience on the Las Cannon Predator over here.
One with a blue marker on it.
Yeah, the one with the blue marker. It's not a wound counter, it's a blue marker. That's it for the psychic phase. So we're going to move into the shooting phase. End of the shooting phase for the Thousand Sons. I use the stratagems, blast machines, and kill shot on the tank that had prescience. Yeah, that one there. Blast machines means he got to ignore the penalty for moving and firing. So instead of being on the skill 4, he put him back to the skill 3. With his prescience, that meant he was on the skill 2, so he's not on 2s. He shot at the Lehman Russ that was over there in the big empty space. All his las cannons, that's basically 4 las cannons. He had kill shot, which adds 1 to wound and damage rolls. I only need to roll 2s to hit, so I've got 3 of them, missed 1, used my command point reroll on that, got that one. Need to roll 2s to wound because the las cannons at strength 9, I had the +1 to wound from kill shot. Got all those wounds through. I think he failed. Did he fail all of them, or?
Yeah, they all went through. You rolled damage, you rolled
all
2
went through.
6s and 5.
Yeah, 2 6s, a 5, and a 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
I had 23 wounds in total after I added the extra wound for each shot from kill shot, though.
Yeah. So you're killing him twice almost.
Yeah, so he died. I was expecting to have to use more predators for that, but I didn't. So second predator, the wounded one, who was shooting all 4s, shot his Lehman Russ over there. Did 2 damage to him.
Yeah.
My other predator shot his auto cannon and his bolters at the Goliath and did 5 damage to him. That's pretty much my shooting phase. We're going to go into the charge phase now. The Vortex Beast, he used his powers.
Oh yes, he did, didn't he?
He did a couple wounds that Chimera using the...
There's a beam, laser beam, something or other.
I can't remember what it's called, the beam. Beam of Unreality.
Yeah.
Yeah, you also did something to the Zangor, didn't he?
He gave him
minus 1 AP, yeah. Remember I had Terminators in the backfield I had to shoot. So they shot all their bolters at the
Brood Brothers infantry squad.
They've killed all of them apart from 1. And hopefully he's going to run away in a second.
With 1 wound. They are a leadership of 8 with the leader, but with 8 running. In the Royal 1 they're gone, so they're definitely gone.
The Hellfire Missile Rack and the Soul Reaper Cannon shot at the Russ did 1 wound.
1 damage with that, yeah.
So on to the charge phase. Okay, Thousand Sons charge phase. So the Zangors charge to this Flamer heroically. Lost 3 guys on the charge to a Flamer and a Demolition charge, which is nothing, I think.
Yeah.
Remembered that my Zangor Shaman gives me +1 to hit on Zangor, so sort of charge 1 guy off to the side here who's going to stay within 6 inches. Over here, the Zangor Enlightened have also charged into them. So I hope those guys have got to die. If they don't die, I'll be really embarrassed. Over here, the Vortex Beast, who's getting low on wounds, he's on 5 wounds, so I've charged him up there, because if he's lucky and somehow his tank somehow kills does the 5 wounds, the Vortex Beast will explode, so if I was him, I'd start moving my characters out of the way, really, because they're starting to get a bit threatened there. It'd be a bad idea to leave his sniper there where he can shoot my characters. Yep. He might get killed if he's not careful. So moving to the actual fighting part of the phase now. The Zangor Enlightened, they fought the Vikes, killed them, they had loads of attacks left over.
Yeah, they killed them.
Zangors didn't get to fight, they're not very happy about them stealing the glory.
That's fine, and they consolidated towards the Chimera.
Consolidated there towards Chimera, they're probably going to get shot dead next turn, so that'll happen to them.
We'll see.
Vortex Beast over here pretty much did nothing.
Yeah, and attacked back did nothing.
Yep, so nothing much happened there, apart from all them dying.
Morale, we'll just take them off because they will not survive.
Yep, morale, they're dead.
Roll for that.
I've also got one target. Behind enemy lines, some of my Terminators. Yep. Didn't get Wrath and Magnus because nothing died in the Psychic phase. Big Game Hunter, would have got your Lehman Rust for that.
Yep.
So that's 2 victory points. We're going to Genestealer Cult turn 2. Turn 2, yeah.
So, end of the movement phase for Genestealer Cults in turn 2. Move the Lehman Rust back. Goliath stayed where it is. The Chimera's moved. Actually, no, it hasn't moved at all because it's still got range on the guys down here, the Scarab Terminators. The Sanctus is still on top of that building. The Nexus has moved away from there though to the corner here. Chimera's moved back out of combat with the Mutalith. Trucks moved up. Infantry's moved over slightly. The mortar stayed where it was, so it's not going to get a penalty to hit. But this squad can actually see and is in range of those Terminators as well. I've then deep striked a lot of things, lots and lots of things in this corner, and managed to fit everything within the small gap that was available. It's just not that small of a gap. It is when you've got this many models. So my Acolytes have dropped in with a Clamavus, an Acolyte Icon Ward, a Primus, a Magus, the Aberrants and the Abominant. I need to take point 1 for one of my objectives, and there's lots of tanks, Hellbrute, Rubric Marines, all that stuff in the way, so I need to get them off so I can get that objective and clear away some of this heavy hitting stuff. And then this side, I deep striked my other Acolytes and used a Perfect Ambush and had to command point re-roll the roll I got from that. So I got a 6 on the roll to move them up, so they've all got hand flamers there to target these 2 squads potentially, and then we'll see what they can charge after that. And I don't think I used any other stratagems yet. Might use something at the start of the shooting phase. But that's all the movement done. Okay, just done the Psychic phase, turn 2 for the Genestealer Cult. So try to put Might from Beyond onto the Acolytes here. Got a 7. Andrew then denied with his, was it your Rubric Marine Sorcerer?
Aspiring Sorcerer.
Aspiring Sorcerer there. He managed to deny that. I think you got a 9 on that one. Yep. And then over here, on this side, tried to get the Magus here to do the Mental Onslaught onto the Hellbrute, and she has a +1 leadership because of the Clamavus, but because I managed to roll a 1 on my roll and Andrew rolled a 6, nothing happened. So, not a very good Psychic phase. We'll go into shooting and see what happens. Right, turn 2, Genestealer Cult shooting phase. So, a lot of stuff ended up shooting into the Terminators back here, managed to kill them off. So, we had got one guy left with 1 wound. We had the Sanctus shooting to them. We had the Heavy Bolters from the Lehman Rush shooting to them. We had some shots from the Goliath Infantry and the Stubber into them. Mining lasers into the Mutalith Vortex Beast but did nothing. The auto cannons into the Predator, which I think we did 2 wounds in the end. The mining laser and the bolter from that into them. The infantry squad here shot into the Terminators, the mortars shot into the Vangors. The Chimera couldn't shoot because it fell back. The Goliath over here shot a lot of its heavy weapons into the Predators but managed to whiff all those. What else do we have? The Flamers from here, we did 3 hand Flamers into this squad, killing 1 and wounding another. I think we took 2 out of the Zangors. 3 out of the Zangors that turn. And then with the deep striking squad all the way around this side of the table, they shot a hell of a lot of auto pistols at the Hellbrute and did nothing. But it was fun. So that's the shooting phase over. We'll go into charge and fight phase. Okay, so that's the Genestealer Cult turn 2 fight phase done. All these Acolytes ran in, killing off the 4 Zangors there with 4 of the Acolytes, and then the rest piled into the Demon Prince. Managed to, with pretty much all of that squad, do 2 wounds to them, bring them down to 4 wounds, and then finish them off with a cutter.
Cheated, basically.
Yeah, the special rule of the cutter is that if you can roll higher than the remaining wounds of that model, it's immediately slain. So I managed to roll a 5, killing the Demon Prince off. The 2 sorcerers that did the heroic intervention, they've killed off 5 from that unit. So I'm going to do some morale on those in a second. And then over here with all the fighting going on here, we managed to do 6 wounds in the end to the 6 wounds to the Hellbrute, and it managed to kill 2 aberrants after it did its what do you call it?
Attacks.
It's a counter-attack. When you spent the stratagem to counter-attack before I could do anything to him first. So we took out 2 of the aberrants, and over here we took out the 8-man squad, and they returned with taking out 4 in combat and 2 in Overwatch. So we need some morale for that. Do you want to do your morale first?
Yep, now I've got to remember what I was doing. So I lost 6, he's got leadership with 8. So 6 plus, that is 10, so he'd lose 2 guys, they're
and
definitely
that's those 2 gone. Okay. You've got your Terminator, and you lost 4 guys.
4 plus, that's 9, so he's gone.
Okay. So that's 2 failed to morale there. You've got nothing else that needs to take morale. I've got my acolytes over here. Their leadership 8 with their leader. The icon ward there is within 6 inches, so they can re-roll their morale. So let's see what we get. 2 plus the 6 that were killed, that takes us to 8, so that's fine, they're all good. I'm not going to re-roll that at all.
Roll it.
No, never. And then we've got the 5 over here. Again, leadership 8, so we lost 5, 9, that's 1's running away. Yeah, I'll take that. So at the end of that turn, we've got psychological warfare. Only got 2 units to fail, so getting 1 victory point for that one. And then hold the line because the Terminators failed their morale. I've not got any of his units in my deployment zone anymore. So got defend objective 1 left, which is probably not going to happen, but we'll see. We'll move on to the Thousand Sons turn 3.
Right, end of Thousand Sons, movement turn 3. So over here, the Zangor Shaman and my Sorcerer have retreated from that fight over here. Because I want to try and finally get that the Wrath of Magnus by hopefully smiting him to death. Over here, the Hellbrute has fallen out of combat. I was going to leave him, but I figure he's going to die completely if he stays in combat anyway, so I might as well back him off so this Predator who's moved over can get some heavy bolter shots into them. Over there, Zangor Enlightened moved from over there, over here, they advanced over there. Because I've got defend objective 5. They're not going to survive until the end of Alex's turn, but I thought we'd give it a shot just in case.
Oh, you never know.
Yeah. Over here, the Vortex Beast is limping over here, just so if he does explode, it'll catch that Goliath, that character, that Chimera, and probably the guy on top of the building there if he's exploding.
Maybe, yeah.
All part of the plan to explode. That's pretty much it. The 2 Predators there have just stayed still. Because I really need to clear those guys off objective 1, so they don't score the point for that. So on to Psychic Phase. Right, end of Thousand Sons Psychic Phase, turn 3. So over here, the Shaman tried to use Inches Firestorm on the Magus. He got denied because he's a cheaty Magus. So I went on to his Smite, and he did some damage, 1 wound I think it was.
He has 1 wound. Then used a command point.
Yep, then I used a command point to use the Great Sorcerer on my Shaman there. I used him to use Smite. I rolled 1 wound. I decided to use my last command point to re-roll that and got 3 wounds, which finally killed him off. Oh, I finally remembered they had their Icon of Flame, so I rolled that against that unit there. Did nothing though, and that's the end of my Psychic Phase. On to Shooting Phase. Thousand Sons, turn 3, Shooting. These guys shot these guys, killed a lot of these guys, but these guys refused to die.
Yeah, so you had all your heavy bolters, las cannons and stuff going to the acolytes, but 1 still survived.
Yeah, all his las cannons. His las cannons shot at the Goliath over there, though, I think.
Doing 4 damage, he's on 1 wound left.
Yeah.
After managing to do a lot of the Philo Pains and that.
Yep. Over here, this Predator's, his heavy bolters and his combi bolters went into the Aberrants.
Yeah, he killed one of those off.
Yep, his autocannon went into the Chimera, I think, but didn't do anything.
Yeah, nothing happened there.
These Root Marines did all their prescient shooting at these guys, wiped them off the table.
Killed 7 off the table there, yep, so they're gone.
Yep, over there, the Mutileth Vortex Beast, he was going to use the Warp Flare, I think it's called, which does a mortal wound to each unit within 9 inches. As you can see, it would have been that Goliath, that Chimera, that character, and the squad over here.
Yeah.
But I rolled a 2, and because he's slightly wounded, it didn't go off.
So they're all safe, luckily.
He cheated, basically.
Okay, so that's the Thousand Sons turn 3 charge and fight phase all done.
2.
So we've had the Mutilith Vortex Beast charge the Goliath, and he didn't actually. Well, he did 4 wounds. I managed to roll 3 5s and a 6. Minus 1 AP, so that's 4 up save to a 5, so it was all good there. Down here, the tank on the left did its 3 attacks into the Acolyte, didn't do any wounds. I spent 2 command points to fight back, did nothing to the Predator, and then that Predator fought back and did nothing to the Acolyte. So we're locked in combat there. I do need to do morale on him, but I'm going to spend the 2 command points to auto pass because he still has objective secured, so he can hold that objective, and I need it to get a victory point. No other objectives? Did you achieve anything this turn?
Rapid Fangs for D3, which I rolled 2 on.
Right, for killing the.
Sorry, not I didn't roll 2, I rolled 3 to get
Yeah,
the 2.
because you killed the Magus over there with smites and everything. So we'll go into turn 3 for the Genestealer Cults. Okay, so end of the movement phase. I've moved the Lehman Russ to the side here. I had to. I've just drawn my 3 cards. I need Supremacy, so I hold 3 objectives. He's now within 3 to that objective. I've had to sacrifice his ability to shoot twice though. I need to kill an enemy in the fight phase, and I need to advance, which I'm not going to get this turn, but we'll see. The squad of what are they? The Brood Brothers infantry squad. I've got them to jump into the Chimera and move them over this way, so they're 6 inches away from the Mutilith Vortex Beast if he decides to blow up. The Nexus has moved further back, so he's holding this point, but also out of the 6 inches. The Sanctus, I've returned to the Shadows, spending a command point, so he's now into Deep Strike. And I've jumped this squad of infantry out, so they're within 3 inches of that objective. So I should be able to hold 3 as long as nothing dies. Even if this guy dies down here, it should be safe. And then everything's moved up a bit towards the Hellbrute and the Predator there. And I can't remember if I mentioned it, but the Chimera on the other side of the table has moved up and hopefully got a bit of line of sight on the Zangors behind the rock, who are just hiding because they're scared cats. Yep, so we'll go into Psychic Phase. Okay, so Psychic Phase did the Mental Onslaught from the Magus into the Hellbrute and managed to only do 1 mortal wound. He's down 1 wound now. Still need to kill him with his bloody flamers. We'll see. We'll go into the Shooting Phase. Right, so that's into the Shooting Phase. I've had everything over here that has a pistol try and shoot into the Hellbrute and see if we can chip a wound off, but we haven't been successful. He shot into the tank with his auto pistol, did nothing. These guys fell back, so nothing happened there. This squad jumped out and shot into the Zangors along with the help of the Goliath. Even if it was hitting on 6s, we still managed to clear them off. The Chimera back here currently doesn't have any targets viable, so I wasn't able to shoot. The Russ managed to kill the Mutilith, doing the exactly 6 wounds it needed to do. And the Chimera shot all of its weapons into the Sorcerer at the back here. This one here doing 1 wound with all its shots, so he's still alive. So the shooting phase done, so we'll go into the charge and fight phase. Into the charge phase, it's a fairly quick one, it's just what happened over here. So the Primus, he's run in, managed to roll a 2 and a 1, so I command point re-rolled the 1, got it to 5, plus the 1 with the Clamorous being there was enough to get him within an inch of the Hellbrute, because you can't be overwatched, means I don't have to deal with those flamers. Then the Aberrants charged the Predator, Bominant did a multi-charge, and the rest have just stood back and watched. This chap's on his own, we'll see if he can do something. Okay, so that's the end of the fight phase for the Genestealer Cults. So Primus attacked into the Hellbrute, didn't do anything, split the Abominant's attacks between the Hellbrute and the tank. So he finished off the Hellbrute, did all those wounds, that's 7, 8 wounds?
8 wounds there, yeah.
8 wounds onto the Predator. The Aberrants didn't do anything there. And then the Acolyte over here attacked the wounded tank and using the drill was able to do 1 damage plus 2 mortal wounds. And that's the end of the fight phase. No damage was dealt back. We're going to call the game there, only because I managed to achieve another 2 victory points there, which I think brings me up to about 7 or 8. And then we've got killing the Warlord, first strike. I probably will get line breaker by the time we finish the game. And how many points are you on?
I'm on 5, and I've got Defender Jet to 5, which is in the middle, which I haven't really got the model left to do at the moment.
Which is over here.
Hold the Line, which I've got a few of my deployment zone.
Which I've got quite a few characters and hiding there.
Possibly do, but it'd be too long. I can't be asked for this.
It would probably take too long.
Psychological warfare to get you fair morale.
Which is doable with my infantry squads, but probably nothing else at the moment.
I think it's just been lots of moving and rolling. Boring.
Too much moving, rolling, and everything.
Yeah. Had enough of cheeky Genestealer Cults already.
They're not cheaty. It's a shame as well, because if we went on another turn, I could have popped my Sanctus out again, because he's currently in Deep Strike. And with him having the perfect ambush means I can set him up anywhere and snipe one of your characters as soon as he comes in.
The Deep Strike will not affect them if you disappear him on the third turn.
I'm not sure. It might do, but then that it kind of.
You kill him if you take off the board on the third turn.
I would have hoped not. I hope that would have at least reset it so the stratagem lets you move into the next phase. It didn't mention anything about the restrictions. So I don't know if it does do that, but if it does, it means you can start popping a Sanctus around the table to target characters and get him to shoot twice, because it's 0 command points for perfect ambush for him, and you use it when he appears from reserves. I'm not 100% sure if that works correctly or not. It would have been something we have to work out, but there we go. So that's the end of the game. Genestealer Cults have won that. Did quite a lot of damage actually, I think, and it was a good game. I think it was fairly close.
I don't like Genestealer Cults, they cheat too much.
That come from a Thousand Sons panel.
Against Thousand Sons.
The Sanctus is, yeah.
We managed to nearly kill my sorcerer. Well, killing my sorcerer the first turn, he's doing most damage in my turn. With that, in my movement phase, he nearly killed my sorcerer.
Yeah, I mean, he did almost one-shot it. I mean, I probably could have one-shot him if I re-rolled on the damage, but because I didn't get the kill. But that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the back rack. We'll see you next time.
Too strong.